to find not only our roots in the depths, our past, but our wings in the future. To do this, we need to study fractals. What on earth's a fractal? What's a fractal woman, anyway? We must come to the Palladium. What was the Palladium? Why did its possession mean preserving the land where it was guarded? As a child, I was fascinated by a description in the Iliad of the luck of Troy, and how the cunning Odysseus, whose father was both thief and king, stole it. Well, a lot of kings are thieves, but don't admit it. He did. And so Troy fell, its people massacred or enslaved, and the Greeks had the luck of Troy. My brother said it was believed to be a figure, a primitive figure of the goddess, when she once had power. I tracked its magical story. The Trojans, it was said, deceived the Greeks with a false luck. The goddess Venus herself gave the true icon to her lover, Anchises, the Trojan prince, who in turn gave it to his son Aeneas. And we all know that Aeneas founded Rome, and so the Roman Empire. Then I noticed a parallel history. The Greek hero Theseus solved the mystery of the labyrinth of Crete and fled with King Minos's daughter, and I imagine the luck itself, or a sister of the luck. But what was it? Venus gave the icon to Rome, Pallas Athena, guardian of Odysseus, to Athens. Always a woman giving it. Here it was called the Palladium, after a name of power, Pallas. I think I found my own answer at the British Museum. Here was a drawing of the mighty statue of Pallas Athena, erected to overlook the Bay of Athens, seen far out to sea. What I noticed was that this was a Cretan statue. It was not in the Greek style, but was derived from an early Minoan figure. There was a serpent, a huge serpent, coiled beneath her shield, the Gorgon, but above all, she was a fractal. That is, she held a replica of herself, a small replica, called Nike, Victory. Allow this figure to hold a replica of herself also, and you have a diminishing figure through the spheres of being, reaching atomic level and below. But using your imagination, you could see, if you believed in goddesses and gods who filled the sky greater than us, a mighty goddess holding Pallas Athena in one hand. So the figure overlooking the sea could represent evolving life through multidimensional existence. We do not only evolve physically, but also through the spheres of consciousness. As above, so below. That is the alchemical statement. Every human, every insect, every atom is represented through the planes. What happened to this fractal goddess icon? It had to be a goddess, whether you call it the Luck of Troy, the Palladium, or the Grail, because only a woman could reproduce herself by giving birth to a daughter. Her fulfillment was to give birth to her polarity, a boy. The goal of the Eleusinian, Sufi, and Gnostic paths is to give birth to one's inner self, one's inner mother self. Maybe Leonardo was painting the mystery of Mona Lisa's pregnancy, showing her and future child. She always looks rather smugly, fatly pregnant. Perhaps was her mystery. I'm also reminded of his famous cartoon of the Virgin sitting with her child on the lap of her divine mother, whose radiant face and raised hands points to the inner way of realization. Many mystical practitioners, especially alchemists, followed the path of spiritual transformation, not through scientific methods, but by enhancing consciousness. Among these were idealists of the 18th century Enlightenment. It was the French who presented their allies, the American republics, with the Statue of Liberty, now dominating New York Harbor. They knew what they were doing. Yes, but where's the fractal? Why isn't she holding a smaller replica of herself? She does. You see tiny little women and men walking around up there. I have painted a five-fold Palladium myself for our Temple of Isis, superimposing it over a silver Piscean Madonna. She has vermilion red hair, very long, and she holds her baby girl, also with long red hair. The baby holds a doll with spiky red hair. The doll holds a mini doll, and all are held within great hands of Brigid from the sky. She is Brigid holding Bride, Magdalene holding Sophia. Something is lacking. Were we only to diminish in consciousness? No. So I painted those giant hands coming out of a tumultuous sky, enfolding the figure in a maternal embrace, because I believe the goddess exists. We're not the only creatures in the universe. How may we explore other realms of consciousness? As I thought this, I realized we in Ireland inherit the gifts of the she fairies, a parallel evolution, who ascend in consciousness not through biological development, but through the sacred elements. For instance, the goddess Ceridwen of Wales offers inspiration, prophecy, and shape-shifting through her magical cauldron. In Scotland, Pressine of the before times gives us knowledge of the past. Melusine of France bestows dragons through a marvellous green dragon, because she was a dragon partly. Kundalini, Palestrine, access to the many-coloured land, the astral sphere. And Melior gives waters of life. The Tuatha De Dana, the deities of Dana, give their 4 treasures relating to the elements. And every land has its she, the Gandharvas and Apsaras of India, the Valkyrie of the North, the Peris of Persia, the peoples of the elements of all lands, into a rainbow harmony with humans to save our planet, our mutual home.